Hey guys, welcome to the Pit of Heresy Solo Flawless guide. This is Nim, and I'm going to be going over some tips specific to Titans. This dungeon is by far the easiest Solo Flawless piece of endgame content available at the moment for Titans. Believe it or not, and I'm going to show you some tips on how to get this done for those struggling. Tips on the screen right now are just pretty straightforward. Practice, don't kill yourself, don't die, and maybe depending on your stress levels and what influences your mind, put on some music. It could be relaxing like it is in this recording here, or it could be like drum and bass, which I had earlier, which may have been a bit too exciting. Got ahead of myself and I accidentally killed myself with my mountaintop. That happens, unfortunately. But yeah, this music artist is C. Buckthorn. If it's not to your taste, I'm really sorry, but it's sort of baked into these recordings. And sorry about that, but I really enjoyed it, and it worked out for me. Most important thing to remember for this dungeon is use the loadout that's good for you, what's comfortable for you. I was using Insurmountable Skull Fort here on my Titan, Middle Tree Striker with the Thunder Crash. Also using Anarchy Mountaintop. You definitely don't need these weapons. That's just what was comfortable for me at the time. Also remember, grace isn't everything. I nearly died from fall damage there. It wasn't pretty. It's fine. You might not get the perfect kill off. You might not get the movie of the week moment in doing things really well. Don't worry about that. Even getting the final boss to just a sliver of health and then having to do another damage phase. Don't let that stress you out. Don't let that heighten your stress levels. You can do it. You can persevere and endure and get through it. So don't worry about the grace. Don't worry about doing things just super efficiently and perfectly. Yeah. So we'll get into here with some tips. Just getting the first mini boss here. I lucked out. It was really close by. It was right next to me down below. And definitely want to clean up all the mobs outside just to protect you. You never know when you might run out of these rooms and then see a mob that you might be low health and it just knocks you out. So yeah, this is the Shrieker. Sword blocking will protect you from everything. So don't worry about those ogres. You don't have to kill those ogres first. You really don't have to worry about them. They can even help you in killing the Shrieker. It took me a little while there because I was actually hitting one of those ogres. They can be annoying, but don't need to risk your life by going in there to kill them. So moving on here, this is where the Middle Tree Striker Titan is really great. The melee ability, you can just fly across the map. It's pretty awesome. And especially with these stressful, tense, solo flawless runs, it's nice to have little moments of fun like that scattered in there to make it more enjoyable for you. You're going through the same thing over and over, trying to get that solo flawless. It can be a bit tedious, and I'm even skipping through some of this tedious ad clearing. Again, you really don't have to clear all the ads. You really just have to kill that knight to get in those doors, but to just to stay safe, you know, I like to clear them all out. For this mini game here with the knight, no commentary is necessary really. It's just 2 sword swipes and a block over and over, and you can use your super ability to finish them off. Not too bad. I would say you should probably have a pretty good idea of what you're doing when you're coming in here. I'm sure many of you have already cleared this many times over the last year since it's been out. But yeah, solo flawless, just got to be a bit more careful and try to stay alive. Getting to the last mini boss here. Sometimes it can be pretty annoying. The sword bearers will just like run away from you and hide in a corner, and it can be a little annoying. Coming in here on these wizards, I've actually never seen this wizard mini boss chill in the back here. I was pretty shocked. Normally, like the little helper wizards are back there, so I totally wasted my super. But you can definitely use like sleeper simulant, mindbender, like any solar weapon to break these shields and kill these wizards. My method is not the best method for sure. It's just getting it done. But I will say, as far as tips, definitely do this bunny hopping thing with these wizards on these mini games. I do this because it sort of like confuses the wizard. Like they don't really know what to do. They don't know if they need to do that that smoke attack, or if they need to shoot you with their arc beams or whatever. Really useful, especially on like the final boss. Just doing that little bunny hop with the heavy attack on the sword. So we've cleared out all 3 of those mini bosses here, and now we're gonna go finish it off. Again, a lot of fun using the middle tree striker. Also very safe. You don't take fall damage from that. And if you get any kills with your melee and you're wearing insurmountable, you get that heal. And that's going to be pretty integral in the next couple sections here. So yeah, leaving this area, I definitely want to clear out all of the ads. Just to protect myself, just so I don't get shot in the back waiting for that door to open. I know warlocks can just stand there in their healing rift, and I think even hunters can just sit there and chill while invisible. But for titans it's a bit different. Our barricades really don't protect us as well as those other classes. So this footage is all shot like a 4K and 60 hertz. So I lost some videos here. Unfortunately, I have like a 15-minute limit on there. So this next area, Ogres, I have a map on the screen. Awesome map. I'll link the Twitter of this artist in the description. Really great maps. He did this for the Ogres and for the maze after the next section. Just showing my route here, where I'm going in real time. So I went to that section 1 there to get my first orb, and then I'm unlocking the left door first, and then from the left door I'm back traveling here past this ogre. Definitely want to get past this ogre before he does his slam. If he slams you into the sidewall, you will die. It's like a one-shot, and you definitely want to get like behind him so that he slams you down the road instead of into the sidewall. So yeah, I'm just coming in here to this next station to get my next orb. And to get to the middle door unlock, you really gotta leave this area and then drop below off the cliff and take that secret passage. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I don't kite the ogres from the bottom of the map up to the doors at the top. So yeah, I'm just going in through here, through the secret passage, up to the middle door. And you'll see that the ogre is nowhere near the door because he hasn't been kited yet. Once I unlock it though, he definitely gets his attention and he comes down, but you can slip past him if you're quick. So yeah, a lot of people like to dupe these balls, the void charges. I don't believe in duping. I think it's pretty lame actually. This isn't really that hard. It only takes an extra like 2 or 3 minutes, and just do it legit how the game designers designed it. They designed it for you to have that challenge, that increased difficulty level. Just I don't know, respect it. Respect the game. So yeah, this next area is the one that everyone's afraid of, and I'm coming in here with insurmountable, keeping that on. And on my class item here, I have 2 hands-on mods, and those hands-on mods will get me super energy with melee kills. And I'll be doing a lot of the middle tree striker melee kills with the insurmountable skull fort, and that's really how you're going to stay alive in this area. Very, very easy. and you get your melee back, get the heal off, and yeah, the melee just wipes out. It can wipe out like, I don't know, 10 different mobs in the vicinity. It's really powerful. And I'm pairing that with the Trinity Ghoul bow with the catalyst. So when I get an arc kill with my melee, or even with my super right there, the lightning rod perk stays active. So my next shot with the bow is already ready to just clear out a wave of ads. So it's really not that bad here. Just remember when the boomers are spawning and take them out with like a machine gun or a sniper even. Do whatever works for you. The key here is getting off your heels with Insurmountable with the melee attacks, and just stay moving, stay flying around, make sure that you're always hitting your melees too, so you don't lose your melee charge. Once you lose your melee charge, you're kind of stuck. But this encounter really wasn't that bad. Besides that clip where I killed myself with Mountaintop, I never actually died in this encounter using this strategy. It's very, very forgiving. Definitely want to remember to stay on the plate. Keep some awareness on your time there. It's like you know, like a, I don't know, like a pet fox or a pet cat or a dog. It just wants to, like, once you stop petting it, it's like, hey, get back here and pet me. You know, you gotta really you gotta really baby this plate in the middle here. This is a pretty close call here, but that's where the Insurmountable is really nice. If you're low on health, just find an enemy to melee. It's pretty straightforward. So what I'm doing here is I'm really just pairing those mods, the hands-on mods. I have 2 of those. That gives me a huge chunk of super energy whenever I get those melee kills. And because I'm getting so many melee kills, I'm just getting my super back very quickly. And I'm reserving that super for those knights that give you the orbs. And the reason why I'm doing that is because those knights have a really powerful like shotgun blast. So if you get close to them and you try to take them out with like a heavy weapon or a shotgun or anything, they can definitely just like one-shot you with their shotguns. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm taking them out very quickly and safely. So you can see I already have most of my super energy back. Watch out for those these Curse Thrall for sure. Definitely don't want to melee those. You could definitely risk blowing up with them. As you can see, the Trinity Ghoul with the Catalyst, it's not really necessary. I'm not using it that often. I'm really just using it to clear out a group of mobs that might be a bit too heavy for me, and like I'm clearing those mobs out there, those Thrall, because I want to shoot those boomers more safely, I guess. And if I don't kill them rapidly, you know, they'll rush the plate in the front, and that's not good. These Curse Thrall right here, I'm sort of avoiding, and I want to... They're a bit tanky too, they're like majors, so the Trinity Ghoul really doesn't work to kill them quickly, so that's why I have the Mountaintop on. But yeah, this encounter is just rinse and repeat with the strategy. Very, very easy, very straightforward. You don't need Warlock, you don't need Healing Rifts, you don't need Well of Radiance, or you don't need Bubble, you don't need, you know, just go back to your shoulder charge days, man. Just go back to your Titan Master Race days, Titan Plunge days, you know. I actually really enjoyed this. It feels good to use a more offensive Titan strategy in PvE content. So I hope you guys like it too. I'm gonna cut the commentary now, because it's just a bit more of the same. Alright, so there we go. Easy mode with Titan. Very easy. Now, moving on to this next section, it's just a maze and a jumping puzzle. I'm switching to a sword here, kind of like for sword flying, and I also switch over to Lion Rampant, and that's just to help me with the jumps. This maze can be pretty frustrating. I actually wiped here just falling down this hole in the front. I think I wiped there 2 or 3 times, just accidentally hitting the spiky boys. So yeah, you just want to be careful here. I don't know why this gave me the most trouble in this dungeon, but yeah, that's telling you something. So you just gotta time everything. You guys might be laughing at me because this is kind of silly, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating when you do everything right up to this point and you fail on a tiny jump puzzle. So you can take this as slow as you want. There's no time limit. Just don't get kicked to orbit. So yeah, as far as the maze though, like I said earlier, we're gonna have a map here. This guy named Yun Dreg. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but I'm just showing you my path. What I do typically is just, I don't even look at the symbols. I don't have the symbols memorized, but I go to the right side first, and I circle through, and you'll see this. I'm just speeding this up because it's kind of tedious. Just like I said before, I like to kill everything to make sure that nothing shoots me in the back and that I'm not dying. So essentially, I'm just checking this lane here. I don't see anything red on my radar, so I'm just going to cut through the middle. And you can essentially just cut through this middle here to get to the center platform, and then just look for red on your radar. And if you don't see anything, then you sort of know that the 2 innermost symbols are clear. So that's why I just went all the way over to the left side. So you can see my route here. I'm just going right side, through the middle, to left side. It's very, very straightforward. If you have some experience with this place, and then I guess this map is really helpful also. You can also memorize the symbols. So if I know speedrunners, they look at the symbols, they know exactly where to go. You can do that too, but yeah, it's not too bad. Just be careful with your jumps and don't kill yourself. Here I almost killed myself with this last wizard. I used my super and I actually hit the side of the the side of the platform. But if it wasn't for my catapult, the catapult lift, I guess I probably would have died. Alright guys, hopefully you've made it to the final encounter. Here we go on the final boss. So I'm doing a loadout change here, and after doing some practice runs, you guys might roll your eyes, but I am switching to the Falling Guillotine sword for the sword strat. And I'm also pairing that with Wither Horde. It's a pretty cliche build for this season, but that's because it's just so good. It's just so strong. If you don't have these weapons, there are many other ways to do this. There are plenty of videos on YouTube where people have been using ranged grenade launchers and Izanagis and primary sniper rifles paired with yada yada yada, anarchy, etc. There are so many ways to do this. It's really just kill adds, do damage on the boss, kill adds, do damage on the boss. I've seen some runs where they did like 7 damage phases. I know with this particular loadout, you can do a single damage phase and kill the boss. It's very strong. I wasn't quite that ballsy for this run. I was doing like I was shooting for 2 damage phases, and I was just like a hair away from 2 damage phases. Ended up being 3. But sometimes that's just how it goes, and you want to stay alive more than you want to kill the boss more quickly. So I opted to exit stage left and do one more round of killing ads so that I could stay alive for my flawless. But yeah, I just want to stress, like, there is not one loadout that is superior for this boss fight. You can do whatever you're comfortable with. So obviously for this run I'm using Bubble Titan on Defender, and I got my Void Wall grenades with the Oppressive Darkness seasonal artifact mod. That's about a 30% damage boost when you're using it, and paired with Defender Titan, you can throw the grenade out before you launch your super, and then by using your super you'll get your grenade back. So you'll have essentially 2 Oppressive Darkness grenades per damage phase if you time it right. And then you can have Wither Horde ticking damage on the boss along with the Oppressive Darkness grenades. And then you can also be using the sword. So it's a very synergistic build, which is why the damage is so high, why the DPS is so good. And the only downside to this is that it's a bit risky because you have to be up close and personal with the boss. And he will sometimes launch like a napalm, like, you know, Flora's lava type attack inside of your bubble. And when he does that, you just gotta get the heck out of dodge, you know, because that fire inside of your bubble is not good. It will kill you. Your armor of light will time out, and you will die, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's better to leave your bubble standing where it is than to die inside of it. So that's just my word of advice there. And yeah. The rest of this is really just rinse and repeat and getting these different void charges. I don't really have any suggestions beyond things that have already been said by many other guides. I will say that sometimes when you hit these knights, these sword bearers with Wither Horde, they sort of like bounce around. Sometimes they can just teleport off the map and disappear, and then they'll come back later. Kind of interesting. Other than that, it's really just rinse and repeat, using Wither Horde to kill the ads and then going to get those void charges. I'll just speed up through here to get to one of the damage phases and let it play out. Alright, so we are coming in here to prep for the first damage phase. I have made sure to slam the last void charge away from the boss so I can have some time to run away from his napalm strike thing. Wither Horde first, then the Void Wall with Oppressive Darkness, and then the bubble. So I got my second Void Wall grenade ready to go, and I launch it here. So I essentially had 2 Oppressive Darkness Void Wall grenades inside the bubble with Weapons of Light, and I had some Wither Horde go in there as well. I left there to get away from these Cursed Thrall because I wanted to stay alive, and it worked out for me. I did get knocked out there, did miss a shot there, but all in all I was really just shooting for staying safe, being careful, and getting at least you know, half of his health removed. So yeah, essentially going for the same thing in the second damage phase here. So I'll speed through this tedious mob killing here to that phase, and you'll see how that played out. Alright, so we are coming in for the second damage phase. Same as before, putting down some Wither Horde first. Void Wall, Bubble. Same deal. Most of it worked out for me. But I did leave the bubble here. Wasn't a fan of that, wasn't a fan of these Curse Thrall. Decided to leave and stay safe. My second Void Wall didn't really hit. Not that it mattered because his napalm went inside the bubble, which would have killed me if I would have stayed. And I think it just got really dangerous for me, and I just had to get out of there. He has such a small hair of health, and I couldn't get in there. I couldn't get in there. You might say, oh, you would have had time. You would have gone in just with the heavy attack on the sword, and you might be right. But like I said before, this stuff will happen in solo flawless runs. Sometimes it's just better to not risk it. Especially for your first clear. So yeah, better to go through all of this tedious ad killing again to get the clear. So yeah, not a bad strat. I did find it pretty easy, all things considered. Everyone really talks about that room with the 6 phases more than this boss fight, simply because it's just so chaotic and there's so many enemies shooting at you, and you have to stay on the plate and you have to go retrieve the charges, and you know. However, I think with these strategies, this dungeon is pretty trivial actually, compared to the other solo flawless end-game content. Especially Prophecy. I would say Prophecy would be the most difficult activity, simply because there is no cover available, no cover at all, and you can just die based on RNG and the lighting situation. I'll release my Prophecy video sometime after this, but this is so much more trivial than Prophecy, and I would say even Whisper of the Worm, with all the shields that you have to deal with, and 0 hour, I mean both 0 hour and Whisper, you have this time limit that's just ticking away, and so it can get some people nervous there. 0 hour, especially all of the shields, but yeah, this dungeon wasn't really too bad, gotta say. Even Shattered Throne, the requirement for the DPS phases in Shattered Throne is a bit difficult compared to this one, needing all 3 or or the wipe or in hitting the crystals and worrying about all of that in that tiny room. This one is very spaced out, very healthy in the amount of cover that you have and how much time you can just take, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. If you guys found this guide helpful, I'd love to know. If you did not find it helpful, love to know as well. Tell me that I made your world miserable because you tried this strategy and it was horrible. For that, I'm sorry, but I hope you guys did enjoy this, and you enjoyed the 4K and the 60 hertz, which is humongous file sizes, but I thought it would be nice for posterity to, I don't know, for the future at least, record some high-def videos of this. So, good luck, and Titan Master Race.